My name's Dustin Watten. I'm a professional volleyball player. I'm a member of Team USA, a World Cup champion, and for 7 years I have been a plant-based athlete.
Myself, I'm Nicholas. I'm a nutritionist and Oxford alumni, and together we're here for the Switch4Good kitchen. What do you got here? The post-workout 50 grams of protein bowl. As a matter of fact, every plant has protein, but it's not all about the protein, and this bowl has so much more for you that we want to show you here. The whole concept that Dustin lives on and that we preach is nutrient density. We want to get as many nutrients for the food we eat in as we can. And what's the most nutrient dense food in the world? It's plants. Things like the good old kale here, parsley, other cruciferous vegetables such as the Brussels sprouts. Then we'll bring in for the sweetness, bananas and dates. For freshness, a cucumber and a lemon. And then, just a liquid soy milk and pea protein to round it up. And then the toppings, we have the sprouted buckwheat, as well as good old blueberries. Adding the lemon peel to it, this is a little trick, a little hidden trick not many people know about. So most people throw away the peel, but the peel, these nice like color pigments, they're amazing. They're called flavonoids, which are phytonutrients, which are amazingly important for your body, and most people just throw it to the trash. I mean, that's so sad. So we would just go ahead, peel them off, and throw them in the blender. That's simple. These herbs are so underrated. So I would really suggest to anyone in any meal, try to get in as many herbs as you can. Wild herbs or just other herbs such as parsley.
It's a superfood that you don't necessarily have to spend $20 for just a small serving, and it goes along with the thought of having more density in the calories, so you're getting a big portion, small calories, and a lot of nutrition.
Exactly. When you look at all of this, I mean, we're not talking less than 100 calories right there. So Dustin, we're using soy milk in this. It's a really nutritious drink, and the reason why is, again, it's a legume.
And soy milk is so interesting because that's a knock I always hear about plant-based diet. Oh, soy. It's like, well, most of the time I don't really have soy, but when I do, it's organic. And they say, oh, but what about GMO? And I'm like, the GMO soy that's fed to the cattle? I don't eat the cattle. That's what you're eating.
So I think this is an interesting point where there's a bit of a divide between an athlete and a normal person. So for, let's say, a normal person like me, you want to focus on the maximum nutrient density and the least energy density. So and nuts, for example, are very energy dense. So you eat a couple and you have a lot of calories in. And for someone like me, you are kind of restricted by how many calories you eat. You don't want to consume too many of very energy dense foods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I always hear that it's like, I can't put weight on with plants. And it's just like, okay, how many different types of plants are in the world? There's not just herbs or greens, there's different kinds, and so nuts, it's a nice way to put on weight too.
And fiber, why is fiber so important? I mean, fiber is one of the most underlooked and important elements in your diet. Fiber is a source of carbohydrates that's not digested to energy, and it will be super important for your gut because a lot of the good bacteria in the gut, they feed on that fiber. So I heard you sharing with me.
I think this is a little too much recovery just for one guy, and you've been working so hard today. I think we should share.
Alrighty.
The goal for me is I want to recover. Anyone can work hard, but what are we doing to recover after? How can I get back on the court quicker? This is why I love a smoothie bowl, because I'm able to recover and refuel. Because anyone can recover, but we want to refuel as well, so we can continue working rather than being crushed and having a nap. Naps are great, but having a nap, I think for me, is a big difference.
Exactly, and this comes in really big for non-athletes, right? You don't want to eat a lunch and be like knocked out for 2 hours. Like, you just want to keep going and be productive. And it's not just about prolonging kind of your career and not having injuries, but it's also how good are you tomorrow? Mm-hmm. Like, how fast can you have the new impulse? How fast do you recover that you can have the next training? And the shorter you do it, the more you can practice, and the more you practice, the better you get. It's that simple.
And so many of my teammates too go through injuries maybe once a year, maybe twice. It's like, well, what if you had a career where you were never injured?
Yeah.
And you're giving your body good information to fight that inflammation so you don't get to a breaking point. In this career, I want to work as much as I can, and I can only work as much as I recover and eat, right?
Okay, so how do you top it up?
So again,
What are your favorites?
antioxidants. I love goji berries.
Here we have it, the good old hemp seeds. Hemp seeds not only have a lot of protein per ounce, more than meat, but they're also really rich in zinc, which is really important for our magnesium absorption that we talked about.
Which we have for the cacao nibs, right?
Exactly, cacao nibs, sprouted buckwheat.
Cool. Hey, we're not in Berlin. There's no clouds outside. We're in Southern California. Let's go crush these bowls. Let's go enjoy. Let's get some vitamin D. Let's go soak up some sun.
Let's go.
Let's do it.